Well, it is the beer video again this week. And there's one thing we can assure you, Helen, and I think you will agree with me on this. If there's one thing that we can assure you on this beer video, is that our pillows are not lumpy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I feel a little vindicated that Mike Lindell has gone so publicly crazy.
Yeah.
Um, for a very petty reason. Is that my coworkers at my job years ago used to listen to the classic rock station, and they had a legacy DJ who sucked, and I hate and he was buddies with Mike Lindell,
Oh
and
boy.
he would have him call in and shit. This was before like Mike Lindell like really got publicly nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always be like, well, people don't like Mike because he's a Christian and blah, 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 but I think he's cool. And like,
Oh
th-
yeah. Yeah. Cool guy.
I mean, yeah, that DJ has since retired and now is trying to milk like the right wing grift space.
There's a
Um,
surprise.
yeah, like I didn't realize how annoying I found that guy until like I casually mentioned to one of my coworkers, you know who I'd like to see in an ISIS beheading video? It's like, oh, I guess I do really hate him. That was kind of the shift of like, whenever it got, I used to put up with it, but then like whenever I'd come in, I just switched to the jazz station where like, it's the jazz station. The DJs kind of have no personality as it should be. And like the music's like interesting and varied. I never have to listen to Steve Miller. And I don't have to listen to Mike Lindell.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Yeah. I kind of like go back and forth with Mike Lindell, where there's a fraction of me that feels kind of bad for just how fucked up his brain is from drugs.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it is just like, well, he's on television all the time doing this bullshit, and he flushed his own company down the toilet, and all of these problems he's created on his own. So, eh,
Yeah, it's like it's it's never good to see like people taking advantage of someone who's clearly not all there.
yeah,
Um but I mean, he's got enough money like my sympathies are necessarily kind of limited.
yeah. No, I think we're on the same boat. Fuck him. That is what I say. Mike Lindell
Yeah,
and
I like
his
that.
bumpy pillows and yeah,
I guess we were overdue, like ever since Michelle Bachmann dropped out of the public eye. We hadn't had someone like truly like embarrassing the state of Minnesota in a while. Um,
yeah. Sorry about that.
and also, I'm sorry, I'm coughing. I'm kind of getting over a cold, but thankfully, I can still taste and smell things, so
Well,
that's
that's
nice.
good because Helen, you go first this week.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask. I'm trying to remember. So I got another mystery beer here, and
Yes.
you picked the variety. So I got the Imperial Sour. I also got a porter, so if I can just, avoid coughing myself to death like a Victorian clerk. See where this goes. All right, what do we got out of the bag? We got a sour apple dum dum. I like that flavor. So even if the beer sucks, we've got that going for us.
Yeah, that's
I'm
a
just
good one.
full of treats out without revealing the beer. Just to Oh, we have another fat cat sticker. Look at that. Look at that. Yes. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take the beer out and not look at it for a second. What else we got?
We got
Okay.
one there.
Oh, you got an Oliphant Brewing sticker. I like this guy's beer, and look at that. I keep finding Dangerous Man tokens, so either I'm gonna have to get very drunk in the next couple weeks, or just sit on these till they open their new tap room wherever that is, and like sometime next year, I guess it's gonna be. I've got a card for the game. Never have I ever shipped weed to a friend in another state. For me, this is true. All my friends have their own weed guys or live in legal states now. I feel like that's at this point with the prevalence of legal weed, that's a bit of an outdated question.
Yeah, legalize it everywhere. God damn it.
Okay, now let's look at this beer. Okay, oh, all right. We've got the Brewing Project with a K. They do sours mostly, I think.
Okay.
Um, and I never buy them because they're always like slightly too expensive, but I'm glad I got this. I was able to get this one can. This is Chomp Chomp. It is an imperial sour ale with milk, sugar, blackberry, cream cheese powder,
Ooh.
graham cracker flavoring, and vanilla. And despite the word imperial, it's not all that strong. It's 6.7%, which I guess is strong for a sour, but
Yeah. Um,
really cute can art. So just this is a
ooh.
sentient slice of cheesecake eating a berry. I don't know if that's technically.
And that flavor combination sounds very good.
We'll see. Mm, smells good. Smells like a cheesecake.
Ooh.
Pouring out. That's a lovely kind of.
It's not lumpy like a cheesecake or a Mike Lindell pillow.
Oh boy. Should a cheesecake be lumpy? I think they should be smooth, right?
If you've done it wrong.
Right. It sounds like you're speaking from extremely bitter experience there, bud.
I am.
Well, I've had some baking failures recently. I didn't
I
want to.
am.
I had yeast that died, so I made extremely flat bread a couple weeks in a row before I gave up.
I used to make a pumpkin cheesecake every year and I just gave up because I couldn't make that thing without making it lumpy. Anyway,
Oh boy.
yeah.
If I was a better baker, I'd give you advice, but I'm a mediocre one, so I won't. This is a very nice kind of like reddish purple, not much head on it. It's not making me cough. I'm just doing that
Yeah.
on my own.
You're coughing, I'm yawning. I'm so tired. It's just one of those days.
Mm. Ooh. Honestly, I was not expecting to like this very much because like
Oh,
it seemed like it was maybe going to be one of those sours, like the one of those pastry sours that's way too sweet.
yeah.
But like the blackberry element's like really tart, so it's cutting the sugariness of everything else pretty well. Um, Again, I am glad like I mostly only drink these kinds of sours as part of as like one-offs because like this is not anything I could have a four pack of, but by
I
itself,
know. Yeah.
nice dessert beer. It's like a good dessert wine beer, basically. Yeah, the I can taste the cream cheese powder. I was a little skeptical about that, but it's just adding kind of a nice tanginess to it.
Yeah.
Not the graham cracker so much, but I feel like there's so much going on in here that like one of these elements is kind of going to get shorted.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess the graham crackers could come through in like a cinnamon type of way. Like if it's a cinnamon graham cracker, I don't know.
There's like kind of a vague cookie flavor, but I don't know if that's just like I'm, my mind filling in the blanks.
Could be. Yeah.
God, I need to get better lighting. I was like watching our video from last week, and I was like, Jesus, all you can see is my giant shiny forehead. But maybe not just enough to get a bang trim. It's like, fuck,
Not like I
can't.
have immaculate lighting either. I mean, I just I looked right at it. Now I'm seeing spots, but I just have a regular overhead light on in the room. Nothing professional going on here, and there never will be.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God. Sorry, my
Oh,
eyes are watering. Sorry.
you're fine. Uh, well, you want to do shirts?
Yes, you go ahead because I already know what yours is, and I'm very excited.
Okay, this is my Vastum shirt. Well, one of them is a long sleeve for Patricidal Lust, which is their album from 2015, I want to say.
I can't remember. Yeah.
I've embarrassed myself. Oh well. They've got a new one coming out next month.
They do. I've already pre-ordered it.
I totally thought the full album was coming out like last week, but I was wrong.
Yeah, like the tomb mold thing.
Yeah, I was like, cool, surprise album, perhaps. No, but that was cool. I really like Vastum. They're one of my favorite
No,
bands.
fucking love
I,
them. You know.
yeah, I think like I don't think any people I don't think people pay enough attention to that band. Well, I guess like I know our friends do, but
Yeah.
it's weird to me that they aren't more hyped up. I guess they um don't put out releases on a super quick schedule, so that might be part of it. But I mean,
I don't know. I think to a certain segment of, how do I put it? Like that type of metal audience, they're fairly well respected and known, but I don't think it rises above, like they haven't gotten to a blood incantation level yet, like that.
is
Um,
it blood incantation's fantastic. Um, but Vastum's good, and I feel like they're doing a kind of variety of like gross body horror death metal that certain other bands are doing way, way shittier and
yeah,
getting way too much credit for.
yeah,
And
their lyrics are like, I mean,
yeah,
they're death metal lyrics, but they are so much more darkly introspective and scary, like scary because it's shit that really happens to people and not like the devil, you know?
I mean, I was telling a friend of mine, like, I can read like most corny death metal lyrics and just feel like and have the same feeling I get when I watch like Friday the 13th or whatever. But like, like sometimes it's decently entertaining, but like I'm never genuinely weirded out or unsettled. But with that, I am
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh, yeah.
just weirded out and unsettled the way like I feel when I like read a story by like Thomas Ligotti or something, or like God, I don't know. What's the last movie that made me feel horrible? I guess it was I Saw the Devil, but
Yeah. I can't think of
that's
all the
quite
ones.
put that headspace, thank God. I never want to watch that movie again. But like, you know what I mean? Like the difference between like, kind of camp silly horror and like, oh God, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I may have told you this, but I Saw the Devil on a date with my worst ever boyfriend. So I guess that was fitting. And we were
Yeah.
both miserable after we came
Yeah.
out of like I guess that was emblematic of that entire
It
relationship,
was a
really.
sign, is what it was. It was a sign. And
Yeah, and I was like, well, like the universe is signaling to me, but I'm built different. I just stayed it for another way too long, a couple months maybe. Anyway, enough about my bad decisions. Let's get to yours. What's your beer?
oh, I'm gonna do my shirt first, which is
Oh, of
Mares of
course. Hey, jump.
Thrace. My wonderful friends in Mares of Thrace. I saw them this summer. Um, and was very excited to finally meet up with them in person. I've known Therese for God, 12 years, just digitally. Funny story, like when their first album came out, which was called The Molting. Um, I just this is one of those days where, or like one of those eras where like I didn't I still had decent contacts, but like for some of the lesser known bands, you kind of had to dig. So I just sent them a message and was like, "Hey, I've got this stupid website. I want to, can I, I want to review your record. Can you send me something?" And they actually sent me the CD and a T-shirt, but their drummer at the time sent it to Germany by accident. So my whole address was correct, except for it was West Mifflin, Germany. And everybody was very confused. And we all had a big laugh over it. So it finally showed up. I still have the shirt, it still fits. But yeah, if you get a chance to go see Mares of Thrace ever, they're fucking great and they're wonderful people. So, and my beer this week is an interesting one that I just ran across. I was out yesterday looking for just beer to drink normally. And I found this. It's well, it's a collaboration between Strange Roots Experimental Ales, which is located in Pittsburgh, and Khonso Brewing Company. And this is for the Barrel and Flow Fest. This is what this was brewed for. And so the Barrel and Flow Fest is a festival for black brewers.
Oh,
Because yeah, because you know a lot like most of the brewers you run across in the brewing space are fucking white. You know, there's tons of them, right? So this festival
yep.
started a few years ago. It was called something different, and I can't remember what it used to be called. But yeah, it basically brings together, black brewers from, well, this took place in Pittsburgh. I think it was in August. But they're looking to branch this thing out beyond Pittsburgh. And so that's what this beer was brewed for. And the brew is called sorry, the beer is called Mayor Ajax. And it's based on Pittsburgh's first black mayor. But he actually, so I'll give you the can because there's a photo, like a little kind of Andy Warhol-esque presentation of pictures of Mayor Ajax.
Oh,
Um, so he wasn't technically the mayor. In 1901, the mayor was impeached. I don't remember his name. He was what was called the messenger to the mayor, and so he was basically, I don't know what that equates to today, um, but he was one of the more important people in the mayor's office. And so in between the time where the mayor was impeached and the new mayor was brought in, I think it was like 3 days, he was kind of recognized as the mayor. And so people refer to him as Mayor Ajax because of that, that he was in the office and taking care of business while we tried to get a new mayor. So anyway, so it's in honor of him, and completely not fittingly, I'm drinking this out of a Halloween 3 glass. So sorry, I'm drinking I'm combining Halloween with respect for the first black mayor of Pittsburgh. And our current mayor is Ed Gainey, and he's black. So we have a current black mayor, and Mayor Ajax was the first, but he was unofficial. Anyway,
Ed Gainey, huh? Well, I guess it's a Halloween appropriate name you were born with.
yeah. Ooh, this is an interesting color.
I forget. Did you say what kind of beer this is?
Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry. Thank you. Mayor Ajax is a Belgian ale
Oh,
that
hell yeah.
that brings people together. The beer blends malty goodness in smooth South African hops with the subtle sweetness of blackberries and honeysuckle. Just like
Oh,
the Mayor Ajax, Pittsburgh's first unofficial black mayor. It's something special and one of a kind. It's 5%, 5.8% alcohol. So this is what it looks like. It's got a nice cool color. I guess that's a little hard to see because I'm drinking out of a glass that has fucking print all over it. That's the beer. There it is. See the beer? Yay. Um, ooh, ooh, I really like the smell of this beer. Nice and yeasty. Definitely got a little bit of a berry scent as well. But let's taste it because that's why we're here. Wow. First of all, it's very crisp. Very, very crisp. Um, this tastes like early spring to me. Like whenever flowers are just budding and there's a lot of pollen in the air and stuff like that, but yeah, it's like things coming to life. It for some reason I get that taste from it. Maybe it's the hops. I don't know because I'm not super familiar with South African hops. Like I don't know what that tastes like or like what the flavor profile is. It's definitely yeasty. Um, there's a little bit less of the. I mean, it's not an obvious Belgian. Um, there definitely are, portions of that make up the flavor profile for sure. Man, it has a great aftertaste that I can't quite nail down. Um, I guess honey. It sort of has like a honey aftertaste. Um, the berries are definitely the berry flavors definitely in there. It's not overpowering. Um, Man, it is really good. It's a very tasty beer. I'm gonna say that the honey is what kind of is the most overpowering element, excuse me, for me. But again, it's not like completely in your face. It's just that's definitely the taste on top is the honey. And man, it is making me burp. The carbonation is perfect. It's nice and like I said, it's crisp, it's snappy. This is a really nice beer. I really enjoy this. I don't know if you can see the inside. I don't know without spilling this on my computer. Yeah, that's really nice. Again, I still stick with this would be a really nice just as spring is starting to pop through and everything coming back to life. This would be a great beer to have sitting outside in some cool weather while your allergies choke you to death, from the pollen.
You
Um,
both had blackberry beers this evening. And we did not even plan that. How about
and
that?
we didn't plan it. It's just the way things work out. And
Yeah.
I think it worked out well. I think we both had some pretty nice beers. Um, here's to Mayor Ajax and you know, uh, and again for the Barrel and Flow Festival, maybe next year if I remember, be nice to like get something a little closer to when this happens because yeah, again, it's good to see, different faces and different nationalities and different ethnicities being featured in the brewing circle, not just like white dudes. So always exciting to have something different and you know, new different people and different backgrounds and different personalities bring something different to the beer as well. Because they're going to have different ideas and and different I don't want to say customs, that's the wrong word, but different traditions and things like that. So yeah, this is a really interesting beer, and I'm excited that I ran across it yesterday. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up now about the beer. It's very nice.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah. I know I think I've featured Arbiter on here a couple
yeah,
times. So
yeah.
I think one of their co-head brewers is Korean and has
Oh,
had some, you know, has incorporated some like flavors he's familiar with from his childhood, like into the beers. Um, I think it's a dude. God, I am sorry if you are not a dude or Arbiter person. But anyway,
yeah,
yeah, like that's always interesting to see. And yeah, I am all for incorporating more like um interesting stuff into beer, and I think like
yeah.
that a thing that happens more often when brewing isn't so incredibly homogenous. So,
Yeah. I
yeah.
should say this too, and I'm saying this off cuff. I mean, I think you'd be okay with this, but I want to say to like the people that are watching this and listening to this, if there's ever a beer that you can think of,
God,
was that?
all three of you, God
All
bless you.
three of you, yeah. No, but if there's something like this where, if there's an exciting beer in your area that's a little different or something like that, like, has a cool story or it has some, a non-white brewer or something like that, or, just something that's not typical of what you find from, most beers and beer stories, let us know. Um, if you can try to get that beer to us, I don't expect you to send us beer. I will pay you for it. But yeah, if there's anything in your area that you're like, hey, you guys should try this. It's interesting. There's a cool story behind it or whatever. We're I'd be psyched to try something that I can't find in Pittsburgh. No right wing bullshit, okay? Like I think we've been on here long enough that like don't make me drink a fucking Trump beer or something.
I mean, I know like ev everyone has their own hobbies or whatever, but I don't know that I've heard of any like small town or small time breweries like going like way Trump. I imagine
Yeah,
even like,
there's got
going.
to be something. I mean, there's got to be something. There's enough crazy people out there.
I
Maybe,
actually heard that and I can't pronounce this, but Minocqua Brewing in Wisconsin, which kind of like has tried to make a name for themselves, like with these kind of cringe lib beers, I guess
Yeah.
is the way to put it. Like they had some like scandal over the fact that the owner was like, railing against COVID mandates and like and I don't know, did like was mistreating the employees.
Yeah. Always excited to hear those stories.
Yeah, so like, I saw some former, I don't know the details, but I saw some former employees of the brewery being like, yeah, the progressive thing, that's branding. So, I doubt that overtly Trumpy beers exist just because of who the target market is for craft beers. But
You're
like,
probably, yeah.
I 100% believe that like there's a lot of like kind of falsely posturing progressives in the craft beer world, and that's only the most obvious example.
Yeah. One more note. I'm sorry. I just took another sip of this beer. I'm also getting like an applesauce aftertaste now.
Huh.
Honey applesauce. I don't know. It's good. it's a, again, it's a different different flavor profile than I'm used to. And so I'm excited about it. And it's a really good beer. And I love Strange Roots. They are so anybody that's been to Pittsburgh or hear about there's a town called Millvale where Mr. Small's Funhouse is, and that's like one of our larger music venues that's not like, corporate owned bullshit. So it's right down the street from us. So anybody who went to Migration Fest in 2018, Strange Roots is like 3 blocks away. I had an incredible peanut butter and jelly sour there whenever Migration was here. So yeah, I like the so it's funny because I have another one of their beers I'm going to drink later tonight. It's a barrel aged barley wine. So I love barley wine, so I'm excited about that.
Wow, I'm looking forward to all the misspelled texts I'll get from you.
There's going to be a lot of them, and I'm going to have to drink them around a dog that's trying to headbutt me in the face.
Sorry if I have a delay on responding. My husband and I are currently fighting over who gets to play Baldur's Gate. So,
Ah, yes.
and compromising and playing our co-op game, which we've worked it out where like my character does most of like the interactions unless I really need a liar and then he does them. Um, and he just runs around like pickpocketing people. He,
Yeah.
character is a I think like a high elf rogue trickster, and he's decided his outfit for this game. He's not wearing armor, so it's just going to be you can get a fedora.
Oh,
You can get a fedora, which gives you like some kind of like speech skill bonus.
that's fucking
And
great.
get like a red and gold cape. So like he's just like running around in his fedora and his cape in his underwear. And like my character in our co-op game is extremely lawful good, so she's just like, how do I rescue these refugees? And then there's this little like guy like behind her in a cape and fedora just sneaking around trying to pickpocket people. It's
As it would be.
yeah, it's like I was like, I feel like this says something about our relationship.
It
But
says
anyway,
it's healthy.
you know.
I don't know. It says it's interesting. Well,
Mm.
everybody, this has been the beer video. Don't buy well, I don't want to say that. Nah, fuck it. Don't buy a My Pillow. If you're buying a My Pillow, Jesus Christ, just
Who at this point is buying a my pillow? That ship is
oh,
sunk.
somebody is. I guess if you can find one, I don't know. Don't send him money and just laugh at him because that's all he deserves. It's just like
Don't send, maybe do send him some cocaine.
send him piss.
Well, he can't snort piss and then act funny on TV, so
Send him piss. I want him to have piss. I want Mike Lindell to have nothing but piss. Send it to him so he thinks it's cocaine, and then just have it be piss.
do some
Sorry, I
molecular.
shouldn't make fun of people about addiction problems. I feel bad about that. I shouldn't do that.
I mean, I feel bad about making fun of addiction problems, asterisk, except when it's Mike Lindell.
Okay, that's
Because, like, well, I guess before he blew it on all these stupid election lawsuits, at some point, Mike Lindell had more money than God.
mm,
So,
yep,
like,
yep,
and, his whole, like, career in political influencing has been, like, if you asked him what he thought about like other people going through addiction and suffering, he'd probably tell you fuck him, basically.
yeah.
So like I guarantee you that guy's like suggested setting a homeless encampment on fire probably at least once. So
Yeah.
yes, I will laugh at his misfortune. He's a piece of shit.
All right, fair enough. I you can send your cards and letters to nobody. That's been the beer video. We'll see you next week. We'll be here, and who knows what's gonna happen. And yeah, yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna end it with this. If you're ever going on trial, if you have a trial coming up, make sure your lawyer checks the box for jury trial. Because then if you're gonna bitch about it for like the next fucking week, we're just gonna laugh at you. Bye.
Bye.